So, first and foremost, I want to give all and then glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem, Kakadice. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone. And shout out to the hopeful left star with the 144,000. So, I wanted to, get this lesson done earlier, but I was on the road coming down here to Charlotte. But willing to get the work done, right? So, I just was, thinking earlier, I was talking to some of the brothers as well, just talking about, that testing of faith, man, and, these tests that come upon you in all type of ways, man, right? Through women, through friends, through all type of ways, these tests that come upon you. Let me see, bear with me. Quick precept real fast, 2 Timothy 3, right? Let me see. No, that's not what I'm looking for. 2 Timothy 1. Let me see. Bear with me. 2 Timothy 4. Come on, right? 1 Timothy 4. First Timothy 4 and chapter 1, right? It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirit and doctrines of devils, right? Because you having these times where these things will come, right? And as you see prophecy being fulfilled, and it's getting more and more, we get more and more in those latter times, man. Prophecy being fulfilled, things starting to happen. Esau getting ready for that, that Jacob trouble. Right, we just seen Trump do the little thing with, give, the police, military, weapons assistance, however you want to put it, and they getting ready for that trouble, man. Right, but you having a lot of time with this temptation coming out as well, that sifting going on. Right, you have a lot of people, depart from the faith, from these seducing spirits and these doctors of devil, right? And it's that test of the faith come. We know the ultimate test, one big test we're going to have, that chip, right? But you have it now, right? Because you can't survive this test right here, man. If you can't survive, the daily test that, how about, and no man's perfect, right? But, when those things come, you can't prepare yourself to pass those, those quizzes, as we would say. How you going to prepare for, the big test ultimately coming up, man? Right, now taking that chip, right? Being strong, right? Right here in my notes, because what I was quoting earlier, right? These bitches come through anything, men, women, all of you gotta stay strong and don't be simple, man. Right? You gotta stay in the spirit, man. Right? Because the spirit quickens us, right? John 6:3, the spirit gonna strive to do things of the spirit, right? So you gotta stay in that spirit to stay strong and stay fruitful in this truth in this ministry, man. Because the minute you give in and the minute you thinking that things gonna shit smooth, that's when they come grab you, man. Right? Let's see, 1 Peter 5, right? Verse 8, right? He said, be sober and be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. You can't be. You gotta be on your point. You gotta be on your P's and Q's right here. You gotta walk circumspectly, man. Right? You gotta be ready to take risks, man. Right? We on a narrow passage, man. We're taking it step by step. We playing men. We don't care. Right? We'll take it day by day through the spirit and power. How about saying how shy? We don't need all the gimmicks, all the flashy things, none of that. Right? We take it day by day. Right? Staying in that faith, doing the will and do the works that Yahweh how said for us to do. Right? Because the minute you get weak and the minute you feel like you're comfortable in this thing, right? Right? That's when it's coming, man. Right? You ever seen a lion pounce, man? Wait for you feel like you and that security, as we was talking about last camp, man, like at the sit down, you comfortable in your money, your riches, or you comfortable in the lifestyle that you having, things going good for you. As soon as you get coming, boom, shit, it's coming. Get on your ass, it's coming, right? So you gotta be strong, man. You gotta be strong. You gotta be strong in spirit, right? Because this flesh profit number. The flesh is weak, man. Right? Let's go to that real fast. Right? Matthew 26 and 41. right? And it reads, it says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. The flesh is weak, man. Right? So the flesh is weak. The flesh gonna have you fall in love with these things. The flesh gonna have you want to do these things. The flesh gonna have you in that mindset, to want to go out here and fall short. Right? But you gotta be in that spirit of Yahweh and strive. Right? 2 Corinthians 4:16, right? It says, for which cause we faint not, but through our outward man perish. What the outward man? The flesh, man. The flesh gonna fall for these weak things of the world. Right? The flesh gonna have you, oh, we good now, got our money up, this and that. Oh, we got, we ain't gonna do no lesson. We ain't gonna do this and that. It's great if we do this, great if we do that. No, man. You gotta keep moving, man. You gotta keep moving, right? You gotta keep moving like you just came in this thing. When you first get in that truth, you go, you doing right. It's how you gotta keep going, man. You gotta keep your fire. You can't be lukewarm. Scripture say you lukewarm, he'll spew you out, man. You don't want no lukewarm, man. You either cold or hot, you better choose. And you want to be hot in the truth, man. You want to keep scribing, you want to keep going, right? He said, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. What is that? What is that? What is that inward man, right? That inward man is the spirit. Right? The inward man is the spirit, which is renewed day by day. Keep going, keep scribing, right? Because the more you shine the truth, the more the Most High dealing with you, and he quickening you, making you stronger through the spirit, but he preparing you, getting you ready. Because you're a soldier, man. That's why he said, That's why he say, that's why he say, to endure the hardness of a soldier, man. Endure the hardness. Take it on the chin. Take it, whatever it is, take it on the chin, right? Because we doing this for the Yahweh Shah, right? As verse 17, he says, for our light affliction, right? For our light problem, right? Which is but for a moment. This is for a moment. Shit might seem hard right now. This is for a moment. Because this kingdom about over with, man. This dark ass kingdom about over with. So ain't no need to try to fall short in it, man. You in this ministry, stay strong, man. Stay sincere, right? Cause this shit about done, man. Lord willingly, right? It's about time for deliverance. It's about time for us to be brought up to our kingdom, man. This kingdom ain't gonna last forever. These things we going through, these temptations we facing, right? This ain't nothing the prophets ain't facing for us. Right, and it ain't nothing Yahweh Shai ain't face. So we gotta be strong, man. Be strong in the spirit. Looking into Yahweh Shai. The one who really did this thing, man. Marking his path, right? Marking his path as that walking on that righteous path, right? He says, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, right? Because why? Right, we're going through this temptation now. We're going through this thing, and when we overcome these things, right? It says, for us as a far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory, because the things that's in front of us ain't man. Come on, man. You can't fall short for these little weak-minded small things now, man. Because the thing that's in front of us is great. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes it get heavy. Sometimes it get hard. But you got to keep going. You got to pray, right? No man is perfect. We in this sinful flesh, man. We in this sinful flesh, but that's why you can't move in the flesh. You got to move in the spirit. You got to stay strong in the spirit, right? Romans 8:18, right? It says, for our record, matter of fact, I'll read 17. I'll read at 16, matter of fact. He said, the spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh, right? It said, if the children then heirs, meaning somebody set to receive some, heirs of Yahweh, and joint here with Yahweh Shai, because he's the mediator. He brought it back into the reconciliation, under the fold of Yahweh Shai, right? He said, if so be that we suffer with him, we suffer, man. Yahweh Shai suffer. So we got to suffer with him that we may also be glorified together, right? That's why he said, you're persecuted for my name's sake. That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to face a lot. You're supposed to face temptation, right? He says, for if so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together, right? Even going from there, before I even read verse 18, I'm going to go right here, right? Because why? For we suffer with him, meaning what? We go through things he go through, we face things he faced, and we do the wills. This how he walked, but he's perfect. We ain't gonna be able to walk a perfect path, but when we mark him as an example and we strive on that narrow path, that righteous path, Yahweh Shai gonna lead us, man. It says the spirit, the flesh is weak, the spirit is willing, man. The spirit, like I said, John 3, where the wind blows, no man knows where it comes from, just like the spirit, man. The spirit gonna lead you where you need to go. Yahweh Shai gonna lead you, man. That's why Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, right? Trust in him. Lead not our own understanding. He acknowledge him in all thy paths, and he will acknowledge him in all thy ways. He will direct your path, Lord willing. Right? Proverbs 20 and 24. right? Proverbs, what it is, 2016, not mistaken, right? We'll bring those out real fast, right? Because you gotta trust in him. You know, he give us his spirit, he give us his talent, right? And we gotta, we gotta trust in him. We gotta have that faith, man, right? Proverbs, let me see. I think it's Proverbs, I know it's 24 and hold up. Bear with me. Proverbs 20 and 24, right? It says, men going or of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? How can you understand your own way? Because he lead you, man. Right? But when you depart from the spirit, man, you try to go your own understanding, try to move the way of that flesh, that's when you go off. That's when you get lost again, man. That's when you be in that confused state. Because Babylon what represents confusion. When you try to go out the ways of this world, that's when you become confused. Right? Let me see. Die. Proverbs 16:9, right? It says, a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord Yahweh directed his steps, man. The Lord Yahweh directed his steps. So you gotta let him direct your steps, man. Right? Because when you have this knowledge, man, you have this truth, right? He said, let me see if I want to bring out the other precept in here. It's in, right? It ain't in here. Right? But, when you, Proverbs 16:9, right? It says a man's heart defies his way, but the Lord directed his steps, right? Because when you let him, because when you try to move your own heart, your own understanding, your own feeling that way of the flesh, that's when you start fucking up. That's when you start going out. That's when you don't, you ain't building yourself up in that, you ain't put on that whole armor out by saying how shot. When you let him lead you, right? That's why, and I was gonna read 16 on down, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit Ephesians, right? It just crossed my mind, right? Because why? Ephesians 6, right? And I'm going to go down to verse 13, right? And it says, wherefore take you into the whole armor of Yahweh, the whole armor, having that faith, being in the spirit, doing the things that you do, trusting in him, right? It says, that ye may be able to withstand it in the evil day, having done all to stand. That's why I said serve him with fear and trembling, man. Because you got to understand, he direct everything that's going on, but you also got to understand James chapter 1 tell you, right? When a man is drawn away, he's drawn away with his own lust, right? It's come to a point you keep feeling that temptation. The Most High, just, like I said, it's wrong, man. The Most High just give you up to your own lust, man. The Most High give you up to your own way because you so caught up in that. You put that way before this truth, man. You put that way before him. So go ahead and do it. See where that place leads you. See how your own lust destroy you, man. Right? It says, stand therefore having your loins grit about the truth and having on the breastplate of righteousness and your feet showed with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, man. Taking the shield of faith, right? What does it say? And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, praying with all. Verse 16, real fast, right? I think I skipped it right. He says, taking the shield of faith. Yeah, I jumped down, right? So he says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. You gotta take that shield of faith, man, so you can face these things. You gotta face that temptation, face these ways when the devil come upon you, right? It says, in the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, praying with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, man, right? So going from there, right, I'm gonna go to Matthew 4, right? Because Romans 8:17, right? He says, being heirs, right, and being joint heirs with Yahweh Shah, we suffer with him, right? Because the things he faced, what Paul said, when I was with you, I told you you will suffer these things because why? The prophets and apostles, they suffer these things. And Yahweh Shah, they suffer these things before us, man. So this ain't nothing that man ain't faced yet. So therefore, if Yahweh Shah can overcome that temptation, we can too, man. Right? Because we walk his path. That's why he said Philippians 3:17, right? Mark the man as an example who walk after me, right? We walk in that narrow path, we walk in that faith. We don't care about what this world has to offer. We don't care about all the flashy diamonds or all the other shit. We don't care about that, right? Matthew 4, right? Starting at verse 1, right? He said, then Yahweh shall led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. right? You got the physical devil, Satan. You got that spiritual demon of doubt, man, the devil, right? He said, and when he had fast, that's why you got to understand why he say, also in Ephesians say, we fight against spiritual wickedness in high places. You can't try to fight this thing on your own, man. You gotta have Yahweh on your side, having that faith so you can that shield of faith so you can knock out these spirit darts, so you can knock out that temptation. Otherwise, what you're gonna be drawn away your own lust, and that's what most I can give you up to that lust, man. Right? He says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hunger. And when the tempter came to him and said, if thou be the son of Yahweh, command these stones be made bread. Right? And I'm gonna see something. Say he was trying to put doubt in how Shaman, but I remember the brothers hitting us up, right? And he answered his precept, right? You know, those stones be the ways of the world. You want to make those ways of the world to make it seem like being rich, being flashy, doing the things that Esau say, right? Those stones want to be made bread because why? Yahweh told him, I am bread. Men should not live by bread alone, but by me, right? Let me see. Let me see if it come up. We start right here, John 6, 32, right? It says, then how shall I say unto them? Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father gave you the true bread from heaven. Right? What is that true bread? Yahweh sent Yahweh shot down with the 100% knowledge, the 100% truth. This knowledge is understanding. Depart away from this world, depart from all the iniquity, the temptation, all that. Coming to this truth, having faith in Yahweh shot. Right? He said, for the bread of Yahweh is which he cometh down from heaven, which Yahweh shall, right? And give us life unto the world. How he give us life? By giving us his knowledge. Ezekiel 37, right? How did the bones come together? Through this knowledge, through this truth, through this understanding, man. Right? He said, they said unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. Yahweh shall say unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger. He that believeth on me shall never thirst, man. Right? So the devil telling you how shy he want him to make these evil ways and these evil his dark ways. He wanted to make that bread. He wanted to make those how you caught up in the world. You doing this. You love the money. You love this thing. He want Yahweh Shai to make that the bread, right? He wanted people to eat of that. He wanted people to learn of that, right? But Yahweh Shai tell him, right? He said, but he answered and said, it's written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh. Why? Because Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai down here with 100% truth. That's why he said, I am that bread. You eat of me, you should never hunger. Why? Because Yahweh Shai will provide everything we need, man. Right? And Yahweh Shai going through this temptation, man. That's why we gotta stay true to this truth. We gotta stay true to it, man. Cause you gotta consider your latter end. You caught up for the moment. You want to survive in the moment, but you're not considering, man. That what's we got a way more eternal and more heavyweight glory set in front of us, man. Right? Which we're gonna get back to Romans 8:18, right? He said that then they will take us up him into the holy city and set him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, if thou be the son of Yahweh, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee. In their hands they shall bear thee up, lest any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yahweh shall say unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord your power. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. He already gave him everything. He already gave Yahushua everything, right? He said unto him, all these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me, right? The Yahushua said unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord your Yahweh, the Lord your power, and him shalt thou only serve, man, right? So we only gotta serve him. We don't gotta serve the money. We don't gotta serve the female. We don't gotta serve nothing else. We don't need nothing else. All we need is the truth, right? And that's the spirit, right? Because even going back to Proverbs, right quick, before we going back to Romans, that's the spirit, right? Because I was gonna read it, but the spirit lead me to it anyway, right? Proverbs 16:16, right? He says, how much is it better to get wisdom than gold? To get understanding, rather to be chosen this, to get understanding, rather to be chosen than silver, man. Upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his ways preserveth his soul. Pride goeth for destruction, and haughty spirit before a fall. Right? Better is to be of an humble spirit with lowly, than to divide the spoil with the proud, man. We not proud. We being humble. We giving all honor and glory to Yahweh Shak. Without them, we would be nothing, man. Without them, without us having the knowledge of truth, we would be out here bugged out like the rest of these jakes, man. right? You got to be humble, man. You got to understand this truth is better than anything in this world. That's the only thing we need, man. That's why you got to stay in the spirit. That temptation, that shit seem cool, that shit seem right for the moment, but you got to understand this truth is all we need. Because when they get to the kingdom, right, or even not even that, when these perilous times come, and everybody gonna see, man, when Jacob's trouble hitting all these things, right, especially the ones who in this truth and fell out, they gonna see, hold up, boy, I should have stayed down. I should have stayed with it. It's like you know how when you used to eat, right? You would eat and you would throw your food away, right? You didn't eat it all. You got too full, you throw it away, and then later on that day you would get hungry. Later on in the day you would get hungry, right? And you'll be like, damn, I should have saved that plate. That's how they gonna be, man. Then damn, boy, I should listen to them, boy. I should did what they say, right? We gotta stay down in the truth, man. We gotta stay humble, man, right? You know. So going back to Romans, real fast. All right, Romans 8:18, right? And it says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, man. The things that we face down here is not compared to the glory that's in front of us, man. It's not compared to the things we're gonna receive, man. You gotta stay down, you gotta stay in it, man. You gotta stay sincere, man. Because the scriptures say, man, it's better you not knowing the truth than to fall out this truth. So you got this spirit, man, stay strong, right? Repent and do the works, man. Right? And don't we in this sinful flesh. It's gonna be hard. Things gonna try to come with, but we gotta pray and stay strong in the faith, man. So with that being said, right, I wanna give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. And shout out to the hopeful left star with the 144,000 Shalom.